Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for the next 7 days. So take your pick, whichever group you're most interested in, that's going to be the reading for you. This is a timeless reading, so from whenever you want to watch the reading, it will be the reading for you. And yes, so we've got here group 1, 2 and 3, and we've also got these beautiful angels as well. We've got the yellow one here with this particular face mask right here. Well, it's actually the same one, it's just got a different pattern. And by the way, these face masks are also available on my Etsy store. By the way, these black marks are actually black holes. I thought I'd just mention that as well. It's not a stain or anything because they've all got that on there. And yeah, so if anyone is interested in these face masks, take a look at my Etsy store because I have them on there and they're handmade by me. So please do take a look at them if you're interested. Everything's linked down below in the description box. Also, whichever group you're most interested in choosing will also be linked down in the description box below, so you can click on the timestamp and watch your reading. So we've got group 1 there, group 2 here with this particular angel as well, and this is a constellation themed face mask. And then we've got group 3, which has got the same face mask but a different side of it. So we've got a little bit of the black hole right here, and then you've got Saturn and some of the other planets as well, our planet. Okay, so that's group 3 with this angel as well. Okay, so whichever one you're drawn to, take a look in the description box. You can click on the timestamp, and then also in the description box is information on private paid readings, free reading giveaways that I do as well, and my Etsy store, which has loads of other items on it. It has charms, letters, crystals, divination coins, pendulums. It has beaded bracelets to manifest your intentions. A lot of people have seen results of these items, so check out those as well. There's also anklets, necklaces, there's, oh my gosh, there's so many things, pom-poms, tassels, you name it, it is there. So please do take a look if you are interested in these items, because they are very special and they are made with lots of love and spiritual energies. More so, they're also meditated with and saged. Alright, so we are going to go with this reading. So let's begin. I'm going to move everything to the side. So yes, check out my Etsy store and the review section. Everything is linked down below. Alright, group number 1, hello, how are you? We are looking at the next 7 days. So let's have a look and see what the next 7 days are bringing you. You have chosen this absolutely stunning yellow angel crystal, I believe. So let's put the angel crystal right there. It stands up very nicely in the background, kind of blends in as well. So let's begin here, and you also chose this particular face mask as well, which is nice because I just realised the most dominant thing on here is the sun, and you've also got this crystal here which is also very yellow, so the solar energy, the yellow energy is very powerful straight away. So I'm going to move this to the side, and we've got here as your first card, listening to wisdom. We have got the tarot cards, 3 of Cups, 2 of Wands. These are giant tarot cards as well. I think I underestimated just how big they actually are sometimes because I shuffled and quite a few came out. So we've got the 5 of Pentacles here, the Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. I should have done the tarot portion first, so we'll get onto this one in just a little bit. And then we've got the 9 of Swords with the 2 of Cups as well. Okay, wow, interesting reading here. So I definitely do feel like from the messages that I'm getting here specifically is that there is quite a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot going on in the next 7 days for you. Specifically, I really do feel with the Knight of Cups that you're thinking about doing certain things, but you don't want to do them out of rejection or fear. So you might be thinking about holding a conversation with someone, talking to someone, directly approaching someone, but you're afraid of rejection or afraid that you might get abandoned or left out, or maybe if it doesn't work. So there's definitely that on your mind. Three of Cups is social energy, so you definitely want to connect with people around you a lot more, and you want to talk to people a lot more, but again, there's that sense of, I wonder if they're free, I wonder if they want to. That it's really interesting that that is coming through there, because that's one of the energies that I'm picking up here. It's almost like self-doubt, second-guessing yourself on many things that you're going to do over the next 7 days, which is very interesting because you have got this Nine of Swords, a lot of overthinking, a lot of worrying, a lot of like, what if they don't want to? Or what if I do this and it doesn't quite work out? Or what if I choose to do that and it doesn't quite go the way that I'm hoping? So there is a lot of that energy coming through for sure in the messages. I really see it, which can make you feel frustrated, it can make you feel challenged, it can make you feel like, what is going on? But I definitely do feel that overall, the energies are quite powerful in the sense that the Hierophant here shows a lot of stability, so you're really focusing on your home life and your home aspect of things. When in doubt, you're focusing on your home aspect, especially with the King of Pentacles. Again, you've got double Taurus energy, which I think is really strong because you've got the Bull here as well. I really do believe that the King of Pentacles is a very dominant Taurus energy, even though the Kings and the Queens, the court cards, the Knights and the Pages as well, they don't really have a specific sign that's directly assigned to them. The King of Pentacles is very, very obvious, like extremely obvious, because you've got that little bull there. It just is a very Taurus energy, and it's almost like the cards are saying this is Taurus, so I think that's really interesting here. The Ace of Pentacles here shows that it's really up to you as to what you choose to do. I think that some of the self-doubt will really get to your head, and it will really make you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, anxious. So that's why I feel like the best thing really over the next 7 days, which the Spirit Guides are saying, is do something fun for yourself, goals, hobbies, do something that really sparks a bit of a light in your soul. That will really help you to also overcome self-doubt. The other thing as well is meditation and resting, retreating, and doing things for yourself. I do see that there is potential here that there could be some money coming your way, which I think is interesting, or some kind of opportunity. So even in uncertainty, there is a gift, or there is something coming your way. Two of Cups here is really beautiful because this does show that you want to connect with those around you, right? However, there is some self-doubt. So remember, fives in tarot are about change, and the nines are very close to completion. So I think that something to keep in mind here is that you're really trying your best, and at the end of the day, that's the best you can do. Okay, so group number 1, next 7 days, you're really thinking about what to do, how to do it, when to do it. You're doing the best that you can for yourself, and ultimately that is one of the best things you can in general, should I say, do. So yes. So what I'm seeing for the next 7 days, Knight of Cups, going towards an opportunity, at least trying to, then feeling like, oh, should I not? The Hierophant energy with the King of Pentacles shows that you are ultimately focused on goals, dreams, and things that you want to make happen. That is really what your main focus is going on. Then you've got here listening to wisdom. All right, so to me, I really feel like you're listening to yourself and your gut, but you may feel uncertain about how other people are going to react, because you know for a fact, and I really do believe this as well, you know that you're stable, okay? But you're unsure of what other people are going to do and say, because, things can be all over the place these days, I'm not going to lie, people's energies, there's so much happening in the world, but it's more so that you know that you're stable within yourself, but you're not sure how someone else will react or how they'll react and what they'll do. So that leads you to a place of uncertainty. Then we've got here limiting beliefs. The situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. So that's so interesting that this particular card came out as well, because this whole pile, by the way, was underneath everything, and it just goes to show as well that I think it's important to reprogram and just make sure that you're doing the best for you. Live in love rather than fear. Go for things, and you know what, if you get frustrated, if you get rejected, it's okay. It is okay. Rejection can be redirection. And also, at least you took the chance. I think that's so important to mention. At least you took the chance. At least you took that leap of faith. You did what was necessary. I think that is the best thing that anyone can do, is take the chance. And you know what? They say aim for the moon. If you miss, you'll land amongst the stars, which doesn't necessarily have a bad meaning to it because you still tried, all right? So I think that's quite significant here, is that it's important to reprogram those belief systems and to still go for those opportunities regardless, because they can still teach incredible lessons, and it can still allow for beautiful things to come together. And look, I always do believe that when things don't quite go right, it's because there is a bigger plan and something bigger behind the scenes. I've seen this happen to multiple people. It has happened to me as well, where I thought like, oh my god, that particular thing could have changed my life, but then something bigger and better happens. So it's one of those things to for sure keep in mind, that like better things can happen. It's also about reprogramming what your belief is, right? Not feeling like, oh my god, like if that doesn't happen, then my life is over, or oh my god, if that doesn't happen, then everything is over. Because it's not, and you can actually get better things that could come your way. But it's also about altering our narrator, our inner narrator, as to what we are thinking and believing in. Then you've got here number 6, build strength. So to me, this really does go to show as well that a lot of you are becoming stronger over the next 7 days in regards to your beliefs. You're listening to yourself, you're listening to your gut. See, it says listening to wisdom, which is listening to yourself and perhaps even listening to older people who, of course, have had, a bit more life experience, I would say. So that's something that I definitely do pick up on. You might be listening to family members here and taking on board their advice, but you're also listening to yourself. You're listening to wisdom. Some of you might see repeating numbers. You might see certain birds or certain signs, feathers, synchronicities. These are all things that are showing you that, hey, keep an eye out, listen, pay attention to your gut. Make sure you do the best for yourself, right? I think that's very important. I do indeed. So I think that is extremely vital. So we've got these 3 food cards. It's interesting. I think I shuffled 4 for every single group, but I think I only accidentally must have shuffled 3 for you. So let me grab the deck and we'll do a live shuffle for another card. It's a little bit strange actually that happened, or maybe there is 3 for every single group. As far as I'm concerned, I shuffled 4. So let me just grab the deck. How strange. How strange. Anyways, so let me just shuffle an extra one and then we'll talk about the food related cards. A lot of you, wow, that was crazy. A lot of you have found them actually very, very accurate. This can also be things that you're craving over the next 7 days as well, or things that you're eating. So we've got here meat, so we've got spam. Now I will say, for those of you that are vegan, vegetarian, there can be like veggie alternatives to meat as well. I know that sounds strange, but it's so true. And I know that this is specifically saying meat, but you can actually get versions of meat as well. It's one of those things. So, and I actually really love it. So yeah, it's one of those things, especially with this card, because this specifically does say meat, but you can get, I have actually seen cans of veggie spam. Just gonna say, okay? So that's something to just keep in mind with some of these foodie cards. Okay, so we've got that. I guess some real protein happening there. And interestingly enough, all 3 of these cards here that I shuffled out are all like side dishes that seem pretty healthy. Actually, the salad is like a main dish. Don't know why I thought that was a side dish, but here you've got the ace of sides. So you've got like salsa, right, and maybe things to dip that in, like chips or pita or something. Then you've got the queen of sides with this big salad, and then you've got the chip breaker, which is guac as well. The reason I said that was and also the reason I really felt like this could also be like a veggie alternative was mainly because you've got some real like veggie foods here as well. So just something to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that you're going vegetarian, but you might be more leaning towards whole foods, like natural foods in that sense as well, and just trying to stick with things that are maybe plant-based. But yeah, for others of you, you might literally be eating meat as well. That's not a problem at all. And yeah, that's what we're seeing. everyone has different dietary preferences and everyone likes different things. So, you know, it's something to for sure keep in mind in that sense as well. But that's what I'm seeing overall food-wise, and that's what we've got. So definitely feel like there is like a healthy element to it somehow. There is a healthy element, and it's also like a very balanced element as well, because you know, might choose to have even like, you know, you might make guacamole, but then choose to put it like on bread and have avocado toast. Some of you might make salad as like a little side to maybe something that's not as healthy. And then you've got chips and salsa, so that might be, you know, an accompaniment, things like that. You know, that's really what I'm seeing. Anyways, let's get to your charm reading now. I'm excited. I added some extra charms in my charm reading, so I'm really excited. So we got the letters here, so this could be initials. It could spell out words as well. So we've got an O and an I and a Y. Oi. My. Fit as well, which I think is interesting because, and you've also got, yeah, so thick. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Fit because you've got build strength. So I wouldn't be surprised actually if this is what you're eating, especially for those of you that might be going to the gym or working out at home, but or even trying things like boxing or weight, like trying to do like some weight training and things like that, because we have got build strength. This can also be like spiritually trying to build strength, mentally trying to build strength. Spiritually to build strength, meditation is really great because it does take, you know, some sitting there and some patience for sure, and I think that a lot of people do struggle with that particular aspect. Mentally trying to build strength is trying to soothe yourself, self-love yourself, you know, that can be hard sometimes to do. And then the other thing as well is physically trying to do so can be through the form of exercise and nourishment and taking care of yourself too. So that is what we're seeing there. It's really interesting how that has really kind of gone very strongly with your cards. So now we go to the charms. Alright, so we've got here hope. We've got some ice cream. Ooh, like a little treat, right? Because I did see that a lot of you are trying to be quite healthy, but look, everything in moderation, no problem. Something just fell in that direction. Got a bicycle here, so some of you might be taking a bike ride or kind of doing some journeying as well, like you might be walking, etc. But I do see a bicycle there, and that could have some kind of resemblance perhaps to yourself or someone else. We have the flower, which is about personal growth and again nourishing yourself, perhaps even nourishing your body with these kinds of foods. We have this absolutely stunning blue, what do you call this, blue bottle. I really see this as water, so do make sure that you're nourishing yourself and you are taking care of yourself as much as you are wanting to approach others. So yeah, make sure you get enough water in, because some of you might be a little bit dehydrated, but also if you're you know, exercising and doing a lot of things, you do need to, you know, you really do need water, regardless actually if you're exercising or not. We have the ring here as well, so some of you are really trying to approach someone here, but then your doubt or second guessing is sort of getting in the way a little bit, and you're unsure as well. It's totally normal actually to second guess things, because I know that you don't want to be rejected. You have a Q here as well. You've got this camera with a love heart in the middle, so this could be someone that you've had some connection with before, or had these incredible memories with, which could be triggering you, and you may have a lot of hope to sort of reconnect or make things work again, because the Three of Cups is also a reconnecting card. The little bracket here as well, it's like you have one side, right, which is your side, but then you want the other side to come together as well, you know, so it's like an enclosed parentheses bracket. I hope people know what I'm talking about. You're probably like, I don't get what you're talking about, but it's like you have one side, which is your side, you want the other side to come together so that it can be mutual. So you have a bracket one side, you have a bracket on the other side, it's balanced, you know what I mean? Okay, and then you've also got this greater as well, so some of you might be I don't know, I think of cheese whenever I think of a grater, but there's so many more uses to a grater. You know, you can even grate tofu, you can grate you can grate so many things on that. I was grating tofu the other day, but you can also grate halloumi, you can grate carrots, vegetables, all sorts. So there's a grater, okay? So you might be shredding certain things or eating shredded foods. Actually, that also makes sense because you've got the queen of sides, like a salad, right? So that's interesting. You've got the third eye chakra crystal, which is interesting because you've got a lot of purple here as well. So this is really also about listening to your gut and your intuition and going based off of your gut and how you feel. You've got love here as well. So some of you are really focused on love and you're thinking about approaching someone or making things work with someone. And you've got this really interesting like wedding kind of scene here, like a couple. So again, that could be something that you're super, super focused on, especially with this Two of Cups, but worried that someone may reject you. And so that might keep you either held back or you will take that leap of faith and go towards it. But like I said, whatever happens, whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. So regardless of what happens, because for some of you it will be successful, for some of you it may not be, remember, because this is a general reading, I just want to point that out, it's a general reading, you know, it's going to be different for everyone, but whatever happens, just know that whatever's meant for you will never pass you by. And ultimately I think that is, you know, in itself is a very strong thing. So this is your reading group 1. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course, check out my intention store, which is linked down below on Etsy, where you can find the charms, letters, and a whole bunch of things, including the face masks as well, which I so proudly make. That's all linked down below, and definitely do take care, everyone. Bye! Okay, so let's take these away, and let's take these away. Okay. How am I gonna pick these up? Alright, let's see. Here we go. Group number 2. Hello, how are you? So we are going to be looking into the next 7 days. This is going to be a timeless reading, so whenever you click on it and you would like to watch it, that's when it's going to, I think, really be for you. So we have got this absolutely beautiful iridescent angel, as you can see, quartz angel, so stunning. Let's put the quartz angel right here. There we go, and let's get started. So you have also chosen this particular face mask, which is this blue silverish tinted constellation mask, as you can see right here. These are handmade, so if you are interested, check out my Etsy store, which is linked down below. There's a limited quantity that is made, and yes, all you do when you get them, by the way, is you hand wash them, or you can machine wash them just to make sure that they are, of course, clean and all of that good stuff. Thought I'd just mention that as well, because some of you might be like, oh, you know. Yes, so anyways, alright, so let's have a look and see what the next 7 days are bringing to you, group number 2. So let's start first of all with these ginormous tarot cards. So let me just put these here and also this one on top. Alright, so we have got, from what came out in the shuffle, some very interesting cards. Ooh, okay, so you've got the 9 of Cups. Sorry, I just hit the camera as well. We're off to a really great start today, as you can see. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, nice, Queen of Cups, and the Strength card. Okay, first thing I noticed is you got a lot of, well, 8 to 9s, right? So you got the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups. You've got the 8 of Wands to the 9 of Wands. So that's, I think, really interesting. And the other thing as well is you've got the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. So this is like a wish come true. There's a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy emotionally that brews within you. The other thing as well is that you've got a lot of dominant yellow cards and a lot of dominant blue cards. So 2 chakras are very dominant over the next 7 days. One is your throat chakra, which is this blue colour that we see here. And the other one is your solar plexus chakra, which is the yellow that we are picking up on here and even here. So I think that it's very balanced in that sense, because I really feel over the next 7 days is that a lot of you are thinking about personal growth, personal development, and how you can stand up for yourself. So that goes with the solar plexus chakra, because that's the sun's energy, that's the solar energy. It's about personal growth, development, building strength within yourself, you know, standing up for yourself, and really just being there for yourself above anything else. This is really you taking charge and taking control of your life, being there for yourself. Very dominant Leo energy. It's about your personality and not being afraid of being who you are, not altering your personality in any other way, but embracing yourself, your personality, and who you are. Okay, so that's really what I'm seeing here, is living in love rather than fear, and doing things for yourself regardless of what the outcome may be. A real sense of strength is coming through here for the next 7 days. Queen of Cups, strong emotional energy, right? So the Queen of Cups here is about you accepting yourself regardless of how you feel about yourself. This is you saying, you know what, this is who I am. I'm not going to pretend to be someone else. I'm not going to pretend to like certain things. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to do things the way that I know how to do them. And I'm going to grow and develop myself as I feel is right. And so the Queen of Cups is having a lot of self-acceptance towards yourself. The Four of Wands shows that a lot of you might be seeing repeating numbers, signs, and synchronicities. Pay attention, especially if you see 1111. This is a very strong energy because you've got the sun's energy, but then the blue is also known to be sort of the water energy and the moon's energy. So what you've got here is an increasing amount of energy which is leading you to personal growth and balance, right? The sun and the moon, they are in many ways kind of opposites, but they work together in harmony. It's like day and night. It's like water and fire, right? Because you got water, which is like the moon's energy because it controls water, and then the sun is the heat, right? So that's fire energy. So you've got, again, that balance that is happening there. Now, when you see 1111, it's a fire dominant number, okay? So whenever you see, if you see a repeating number like 1111, it is a fire energy number. Now, that's basically the universe telling you, look, things are working in your favor. So try and control your emotions, look after yourself, be there for yourself emotionally. You will counteract that fire energy. It will lead to harmony. It will lead to balance. And that's what we see here. A rainbow cannot happen without the lack of the sun. It cannot happen without the lack of the rain. It needs both, right? So it needs the water and it needs the sun in order for this absolutely beautiful rainbow to appear. So it's basically telling you that, look, challenges in your life may not have been fun or great, but it's actually prompting you to become a stronger person. It's prompting you to see a rainbow, and that in itself is a huge, huge blessing. Okay, so there is a rainbow that can occur in your life over the next 7 days. This can also be epiphanies and realizations that you have, like, wow, you know what, I am on the right path in my life, because that's what the Four of Wands is showing you. Group number 2, this is a beautiful reading. You know, I really do feel it. You've got so many synchronicities happening in your reading itself, especially with the blue and the yellow and the fire and the water energies. It's very strong. 8 of Wands, things are moving for you, even if you feel like they're not in your life and you feel like the next 7 days you can't see it physically. Behind the scenes, things are working, right? Behind the scenes, things are growing. Just because you can't see the roots of a flower grow doesn't mean the roots don't exist, right? So that's really what I'm getting at you as well here as well. There's a real sense of harmony, 10 of Cups, you know, a real sense of things coming together, even if you feel like you can't see them. 9 of Cups is your wish, 10 is the wish come true, 9 of Pentacles is about your independent self, so do things that feel good to you over the next 7 days, look after yourself, nourish yourself, pamper yourself, be there for yourself. I think that's really important, you know, because that also shows the universe that you are there for yourself and you're doing as much as you can for you, putting yourself first, looking after yourself, being there for yourself. The universe really does acknowledge that and thinks, okay, all right, you're doing something, okay, you know, that kind of vibe. So that's what we have there as well, and that's really, really powerful energy. Then you've also got the 8 of Cups, which is about retreating, okay, looking after yourself, going down this journey and adventure for yourself, where you are looking after yourself and putting yourself first. Actually, you got the 8, the 9, and the 10. Ah, see? Retreating leads to that happiness, taking care of yourself. Discovery, self-discovery leads to your personal happiness and your personal growth as well. It allows you to understand yourself better. And this Nine of Wands is about ideas. So you may as well, because I really see like you're doing a lot for yourself here, you may come up with loads of ideas that can also help you as well in terms of career, in terms of business ideas, in terms of things that you want to do. You might come up with really fun ideas. So that's something we are definitely seeing there as well. So basically, group number 2, what this reading is trying to show you is that things in your life are coming together. It's not that you're going against it, you're flowing with it because you're allowing yourself to flow with it. You're not forcing things to happen, you're just accepting things as they are, and therefore the universe is working with you rather than against you. So you've got here this particular card, which is angel numbers. So it says, pay attention to the signs, your angels are trying to deliver a message. Okay, so that's literally what I just mentioned with this 4 of Wands. Wow, I didn't even know it was that card, but you know, that's the thing, is that I shuffle all the cards, put them into the piles, and then we read them as we go along, and I can't place all of them all at once because I don't have enough space, but there you go, there's a confirmation. So yeah, pay attention to those repeating signs. You might see certain animals over and over again, you might see certain things over and over again. It could definitely be a sign, for example, if you see feathers or if you see birds very, very often, that can also be a sign. So yeah, pay attention. You can also Google that as well. You might see, for example, you might see a lot of I don't know, lobsters, for example. I know that's a really random example. It's actually a pretty good example, actually, because lobster spirit animals are very powerful in many ways. So you can always Google what it means. You can Google, like, what is the meaning of 1010, 1111, 1212, and Google will give you an answer as well. But also trust your gut and your instinct on some of these things too. So you've got here rest. So yeah, make sure you are resting, you're taking care of yourself, sleeping well, retreating. All of that really helps in harmony as well. When our energy is chaotic, the energy from the universe towards ourselves can also be chaotic and very all over the place. Then we've also got here as well, learn from life. So that's what we've got. We've got these books here. So some of you might be doing some studying, you might be reading, you know, reading different books or listening to podcasts or audiobooks, documentaries, for example, as well. You might be super interested in them, or maybe even listening to the news. I just feel like you're educating yourself in many ways, and this comes in so many different forms, because this is, of course, a general reading. It's not a private reading, so of course, you know, many different aspects can come through here. And then we've got your food related cards, which I think is really excited. So a lot of you say how these are accurate, so this could be things that you are craving or that you do make for yourself over the next 7 days and consume. Some of them may relate, some of them may not, you know, it's one of those things. But we do have here the classic, so this is some kind of cola drink. We've got here a sandwich, maybe a grilled sandwich, but I definitely see a sandwich here. Okay, so it says the trio, and you know, this kind of reminds me basically of like a BLT, but remember this, you could make your own variation of this. You know, you could make a vegetarian or a vegan version, or you might make a meat version. You know, you may even choose to change it. That's what I mean. But I definitely see sandwich energy. We also have the greens as well. So I do see some healthy foods as well incorporated, perhaps on the side or mixed into some of your other foods like we see here. So we've got the greens. And then we've also got here as well the roll. So we've got this kind of sushi-like energy. So that's what we've got right there. So perhaps some Japanese style food as well, the roll. So that is what we have right there in regards to that. So let's go to your charms, and I also added some new charms which I'm really excited about, so I hope that we will get some of those in here. Alright, so let's have a look at the letters. Now this could be initials, it could spell out initials, and it could also spell out words as well. So we've got a C and a H and an I. Hi. Hi. Got a Y and an E and another C and an N and an L and an M and a T, met. Oh, it's the wrong way around. Met. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Cool. Let's have a look at the charms and see what's coming through there. Some of you might be able to find some other words in there as well. Let's see. wow, we've got like 3 of the new charms. I really did shuffle them very well, but there's like quite a few of these, and they've got words on them, which I'm really excited about. We've got 3, and we've got a lot of blue. They're all literally blue. Even this Faith one, it looks black, but actually it's a really, really dark blue. May not pick up completely on camera. This one is definitely a blue-looking colour. And we've also got Nurture, which is also blue. So we've got Nurture, as you can see here. Nurture, Faith, and we've got Clarity. So there you go. I feel like this really makes a lot of sense with your reading, because there is this sense of faith. Have faith over fear, especially with the Strength card. Nurture is about looking after yourself and retreating and taking care of yourself, resting, like we said as well. So that makes a lot of sense. And then you've got Clarity here as well, which is about you really coming to terms with yourself, coming to terms with your life, and just coming to terms with whatever's meant to be for you will be. But also Clarity is about learning, which is a card that we saw right here as well. And Clarity is also about peace of mind, and nourishing yourself and looking after yourself and being comfortable with yourself as well, and having that clarity, if you know what I mean. So that is what we've got there. We've also got the full stop as well. Like, some of you are just like, okay, full stop, had enough, like I'm just going to do me now, I'm going to look after myself, like there is nothing else I can do, like come on, let's do this. You've got this proactive energy to do things for yourself over the next 7 days, which is so exciting. It's really nice to see. You've also got this cactus. I know cacti is like one, cactus is like more than one, but we've got that right here with the plant as well. So some of you may have a plant like this, some of you might think about bringing in a plant like this, but there's something to do with this plant. Also, the family is related, so the cacti family, I believe, is related to aloe vera, from what I read. I know they say don't believe everything you read, but I feel like that's a true thing. Must be. Somehow, because they're so similar. So it may be that some of you also are thinking about like aloe vera plants, because I'm seeing a family basically. So you might you might have lots of different plants, or thinking about like healing plants, for example, building your own plant collection. Something about that is happening. Also, you've also got here the greens as well. Some of you might be thinking of like planting your own greenery as well, as in like greens that you actually then consume. That's interesting that we saw that. Obviously you can't really eat a cactus, not saying that at all, please don't eat a cactus, I don't think you can. But so you've got flowers here again as well, so some of you might be thinking of sort of growing your own. And we've also got here a Q as well. We've got QC, like quality check. That's interesting, isn't it? QC. Also we've got here this moustache, like this is about humour and finding a lot of laughter in small things, and also within yourself as well, and perhaps also others around you, and actually really feeling good about yourself, which I just think that's so nice. Anytime I see anything about feeling good about yourself, it really hits me, because it's like yes. M and an R, Mr. Ooh, isn't that interesting? Got like a Mr. Alright, so you got Mr. right there as well, but just an M and an R as well, and then you got a hashtag. So some of you might be on social media, posting photos, or really just living your life, or browsing hashtags, for example, and seeing what other people are up to. But I really feel like you're more so comfortable with yourself, and you're not really comparing yourself to others. I feel you're more so just doing that for fun. I feel, just to kind of see what's going on. Then you've got here, it takes a big heart to teach little minds. This is the pattern on the back, which is not really anything spectacular. It takes big heart to teach little minds. Interesting. Takes the big heart to teach little minds. I just feel like you're gaining a lot of power here, and you're just thinking, you know what? I have a big heart. Let me teach myself. Let me be there for myself, because I haven't got a little mind. I've got a big mind, and it's about time I give that to myself. And that's really what I see here with this nurturing energy, is being there for yourself and looking after yourself the way that you should be. So that's what we have there. It's pretty significant. I think it's really quite important as well in many ways. So that is your reading, group number 2. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. And yes, do take care. Also, charms and letters are available on my Etsy store if anyone wants to purchase them, as well as the face masks as well. There's loads of items on there, so do check those out, and take care everyone. Bye. All right, let's see. Oh no, I didn't. Silver glitter, silver glitter. So, the silver glitter is really a meaning. I forgot the silver glitter. This meaning here is really about being there for yourself, recognizing the shine within yourself, and being there for yourself and your personality. So that's really what I'm seeing here as well, especially with the silver glitter. It's just really noticing your own shine within yourself, which goes well with nurture and some of the other cards that we have here as well, which are about personal development and growth, and really being proud of what you have within yourself. See, the Queen of Cups has the most spectacular cup in tarot. It's like something that belongs in a museum, and it's all about being proud of yourself and the things that you do have around you, and just being really proud of those gems, you know? Even if other people don't see that you have this incredible cup, it's about being proud that you do have that cup yourself. So that's what we're seeing there. All right, there we go. Can't believe I missed that out. But this is your reading. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. And now we're going to go to group number 3. So let me just take away these letters. All right. All right, let's see how I can pick up this deck. Hi group number 3, this is your reading with me for the next 7 days. I hope you're doing well. So you have chosen this beautiful, I'd say it's like a reddish, pinkish, orangish guardian angel crystal. Let's put it right there. And you've also chosen this particular face mask, and these face masks are available in my Etsy store if anyone is interested. So the link will be down below. And yeah, that's what we've got. You've got some planets, black hole. Ta-da! Okay, so that will be just moved to the side. Alright, so your next 7 days, let's have a look. We're going to start first of all with the tarot cards. So that is these cards right here. And there we go. One of the cards just fell into my little bin. There's nothing bad in my bin, but it just fell in there. So I just retreated that out of there. Okay, so we've got the 7 of Cups. Queen of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, the Devil, interesting, the World card, Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Judgment, and the 2 of Swords. Alright, so what I see over the next 7 days for you group number 3 is a real sense of stability and power, yet feeling indecisive, sometimes defensive, and also feeling like you're sort of addicted to something, because the Devil here shows some kind of addiction. Now, this could be a social media addiction, it could be maybe even a tarot addiction, it could be, you know, I feel like there's many different addictions here. Some of you might be really addicted to someone who is maybe not treating you as well as they should be. You might be really addicted to eating not very healthy foods. You might be addicted to maybe drinking too much or doing certain things too much, biting your nails. You know, some of these addictions can be a little bit more toxic. You know, for example, biting your nails, obviously, it's not great. I used to be a nail biter, by the way, and Honestly, I never cared. And then one day I was like, oh my God, like, like this is actually very bad for my body, because I used to actually, yeah, anyways, we don't want to get too much into the details, but yeah, biting nails is not cute. And then one day, just out of nowhere, I decided to change that, and it was a painful journey because I tried so many times. And now long nails, real nails. So it's one of those things where I feel like it's one thing to acknowledge it, but it's another thing to try down that path. And I feel like so many of you over the next 7 days are breaking certain addictions. That is literally what I see here. Now, some of you may have tried over and over and over and over again. And I know that struggle. It's really hard when you're addicted to doing something and it becomes a part of a routine. Even if it is a specific person, talking to that person, being in communication with that person, building habits and memories with that person, and then suddenly it not existing is a very, very difficult and painful situation and scenario, because it's like breaking a chain. It's like you lose your sense of, belonging sometimes as well. These addictions do not define you, but also I feel like so many of you are like, you know what, I've had enough. I need to do something about this. Now, the thing is, this is a general reading, so your addiction is going to be very, very different to the other person, the next person, other people that are watching this reading. For example, I just feel here as well that so many of you are very indecisive about a lot of things over the course of the next 7 days, but one thing you're absolutely certain about is that you need to make this change, and that is what Judgment here shows as well, that you are ready to make this change, you are ready to break this cycle. Some of you it might take a little bit longer, but for a lot of you, I just feel like, you're like, come on, like I can do this, like now is the time. I feel like a lot of you have also received confirmation from this reading that, now is the time, and I feel like a lot of you might actually take that on board to make the change as well. Now, the thing is, the change, sometimes can take a bit more time, as I mentioned, but definitely over the next 7 days, you are thinking about different changes that you can make to live a more healthy lifestyle as well, especially with that 7 of Cups. A lot of you are thinking about, okay, like I do want to be healthy, I do want to look after myself, I want to do the best I can for myself and feel good about myself, so how can I make those changes? How can I implement those beautiful changes where I can feel good about myself and do the right thing and be progressive and happy and content and fulfilled? Like, how can I do those things? How can I make those things progress and, come together? So that's really what I see here, is that you're wondering, okay, like, how can I do this? How can I progress? What can I do? How can I make it, happen? It's a real sense of that I'm picking up on, where you're like, all right, what should I do? How can I do it, So the World card here really shows that you're going to be thinking and contemplating about many, many different things over the course of the next 7 days, but the main thing here is about personal growth and how you see yourself and how you want to feel so much more stable within yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, socially. You're just thinking about, like, how can I be the best version of myself? So for some of you as well, I really do pick up with the Queen of Wands, focusing on grooming, focusing on your looks. You might be really focused on your looks and thinking about, okay, how can I look better? How can I be happier and more confident? And for some of you, it might be through clothing. For some of you, it might be through beauty. For some of you, it might be through feeling good spiritually as well within yourself, like meditating and really spending time, with yourself and pampering yourself. For others of you, it's going to be about your career and how you want to really hit your targets and your goals. So I really feel like you're going to be focusing on the aspects that make you feel the best about yourself, but also letting go of some of these toxic more so, some of these things can be a little bit more toxic. For example, if you're spending so much time on social media that you're barely getting any sleep, that obviously isn't good, right? And it's going to take a toll. So I really feel like a lot of you are going to be trying to figure out the perfect balance, because remember, everything in moderation. Some people get very addicted to things like alcohol, for example, but the thing is, in moderation, it can be okay, right? So that's something to keep in mind as well. Obviously, something like nail biting is not exactly the best thing for you. But for example, if you're biting your nails and not actually like chewing it and it's going in your body, then obviously, there's a difference. Like if you're biting your nails, but you're not actually, like, the nail is not going into your body because you're like swallowing it, then obviously that's unhealthy. But if it's not going into your body, then maybe it's okay, but it just needs to be controlled in a way where it's not toxic. Does that make sense? It's a little bit like gambling as well. Some people get very addicted to gambling. I'm just giving you different analogies as well. For example, when people are gambling as well, like doing too much of it can be very toxic, right? But doing a little bit in moderation, like when you go somewhere and you're just like, oh, let me just, do this for like 10 minutes or so, it can be okay, but it becomes too much when the routine gets set and it's just revolving completely around that. So yeah, something to keep in mind as well. Everything in moderation. That's the Six of Pentacles. That's really the lesson for the next 7 days for you, is everything in moderation. That goes for food, that goes for how much time you spend on social media, that goes for even like for some of you, you might be working so much, like working to the point where you're not really enjoying other things that are around you. So it's about creating that work-life balance as well, which I see also with the Six of Wands. It's about enjoying yourself, doing things for yourself. So you know, that's what I'm seeing. Not all of these like addictions could be harmless, like really, really harmful, for example, but it's about the balance, because too much of it could bring harm. So that's what we are mainly seeing here as well in that sense. So let's go to your cards. So we've got here inspiration and courage. So it really takes courage to do a lot of these things, but you're finding a lot of inspiration around you to break some of these cycles, to do the best for yourself and to move forward, and having that courage as well to progress forward and to look after yourself and to build some more better routines, because the World card is about Saturn. It's about structure and routine, and creating a structure and a routine that feels good, that feels happy, that feels content for yourself. And so I really feel like you're building that kind of structure and routine in your life and really taking care of yourself in a much, much stronger way. So that's what comes through there. Then you've got the magic touch. You are accessing true magic from deep within. So by doing so, you're actually starting to really uplift your energy, and you're doing things that are much more aligned with your goals and your dreams and how you feel within yourself. You're really taking care of yourself. You're really putting yourself first. And in turn, you're really doing a lot of good for your own personal energy, and you are feeling, you know, you're really unlocking something very, very strong. You're unlocking your potential, but you're also showing the universe that you can break out of these particular chains and things that have held you back in certain ways, you know, and you're showing that, you know what, I got this. I got this, you know. So through indecisiveness, you're making some decisive choices. We've got here family as well. So some of you might be seeking support from family and just being around family, and you might also be thinking about the long-term aspect of things, but I really see a lot of you surrounded by family as well, so that's something that comes through there, or keeping in touch with family more so as well. So that's something that we have. Also, some of you might be sort of praying to ancestors and sort of allowing spirit guides to also help you as well. And then the last thing we have, well actually the second to last, because we're still going to do the charm reading, is the food cards. So a lot of you have said how these food cards are very accurate. So, you know, this could be foods that you're craving or that you indulge in or eat through the next 7 days. So we've got the root here. So we've got carrots, but this can also be root vegetables like parsnips, turnips. Are they root vegetables? Turnips? Anyways, you know, root vegetables. But we've got carrots here. We've got the scoop, so we've got ice cream as well. Remember what I said, everything in moderation. It's pretty moderate. It's balanced so far, right? It's kind of balanced. I know they say the more vegetables, the better. But see, you got the slice here as well. So you've got, this is like, it reminds me of like a ramen or a pho, where you've got, you know, some very healthy items, and you've got some, you know, noodles as well in there. It looks pretty healthy, actually. It looks really delicious. And then you've also got here the many named. So you've got like a sub here, and you've got lots of veggies and other bits and pieces in there as well. So yeah, you've got like a sort of like a sandwich or a sub, and then you've also got a bowl here with plenty of nutritious things. So that's what I'm seeing. The slurp is what it's called. I believe it's like Vietnamese, but they also eat dishes like this in Korea, Japan, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to get that wrong. I really don't want to get that wrong, but it just looks so, so delicious. Yummy. Okay, so yeah, those are the kinds of things that I see. Could also be, you know, like things like ramen as well, or noodles. Could be instant noodles, and you just like decide to add an egg in there, or you decide to put some veggies in there, you know, things like that. Yeah, anyways, so that's what we've got there. Let's go to your charms now. So this could be, I've got the letters here, this could be initials or words that are spelt out for the next 7 days. Let's just jumble them up. W, W, Z, O, A, F, Interesting, right? Interesting, very interesting. Okay, nothing jumps out to me straight away, but for some of you, things might just jump out straight away. You know, it's one of those things. So let's go to the charms. It was a real mission to actually get hold of these in many ways. So we've got accept. So this is actually a new charm that I put in there. It's like a crystal as well. That's really interesting. Accept. I think part of this is sort of having that courage and inspiration, like we see here, to really accept everything that's sort of going on and happening. You know, you're really accessing the deep magic from within, and it's also about accepting yourself, being okay with yourself, and just knowing that, okay, you know what, there are certain things that I am trying to change and progress with, and that's what we see. We also have this little like beer cap charm. Oh my god, it's so adorable. Just look at how cute that is. So it says here beer on it. So maybe some of you are trying to like cut down on that, or something to do with beer could be coming through here, or just like kind of enjoying these little treats once in a while. You've also got the lizard as well. Now the lizard to me is really interesting for multiple reasons. First of all, you've got the Queen of Wands, okay? So the King of Wands, I know this sounds a bit strange, but this is how I remember the lizard. The King of Wands has a little lizard sitting right by its feet. And to me, that is quite interesting because you might be trying to make certain changes in your life because of someone else, but more so for yourself. But you know, you might be thinking like, oh, you know, I want to seem like I've got things together. So you might be trying to make changes to feel better about yourself, but also because like someone else could have triggered these changes within you as well at the same time, but you're like, okay, you know, I actually need to do this, you know. So that's interesting. Like it could be a friend, it could be a partner, it could be someone around you who has really triggered you, especially with the whole like addiction thing that we were talking about. You know, they might have like pointed something out very subtly, and then you're like, oh, I do need to, you know, I do need to work on those particular aspects. So you've also got the scissors here as well. So that's this very subtle way with the lizard, that sort of King of Wands energy come through. Because if you look at the card, there's a little lizard sitting by the king's foot, which I think is just what gets me there. It's like, whoa. You got an eye here, you got another C as well. You got the scissors, which is again about cutting out these sort of like toxic addictions, you know, that we can have. Then you've also got the cross, which is about faith and really being there for yourself, looking after yourself. You got this heart peg as well, you know, which is about doing things that you love and really being there for yourself with self-love. And you've got another heart as well. So really, you know, intertwining all of this within yourself, looking after yourself, being present with yourself. Which can really make you feel so much better overall. So that is something that is really coming through very, very strongly as well, and having that acceptance towards yourself. And you had this crystal as well. Is it just me, or did it turn around a bit? Because it was like this. It's probably just me, isn't it? Okay, I swear I put it like that anyways. So this is to do with your root chakra. Okay, so the root chakra is very, very red, and really kind of actually reminds me of this. I mean, this is a bit more brown, but the root chakra is really about your strength and your stability, and finding ways to really improve stability from within. So, you know, anytime there's a bit of an imbalance, for example, addictions can do that as well, when we're really addicted to something and we just can't like stop doing it, then, you know, it takes a bit of a toll on the rest of our chakras. So this is really about identifying and then trying to work with balance and moderation on that particular issue. I'm not saying that over the next 7 days you're going to cut it out completely. What I'm saying is that you're going to work on this particular thing, whatever it is, right? And you're going to limit it. For example, if you feel like you're watching too much of something, you might limit it down and say, okay, I'll only watch a couple of hours of it, or 20 minutes of it tops. And then for some of you, you might think to yourself, okay, let me make a plan. For some of you that feel like you're indulging too much in the unhealthy foods, you may choose, instead of like cutting it out cold turkey, which can sometimes be more detrimental because it makes you want it more, you might say, okay, instead of 3 scoops, I'll do 2 scoops. You know, you're doing it in a very moderate but healthy way, because sometimes when people just cut things out completely, it's really hard. It is really, really hard. So it's about sort of limiting it as well. And this can also be limiting contact with someone who is toxic towards you, and sort of giving them a little bit less, you know, instead of like cutting it out cold turkey, because that can be even more, even harder, basically. So that is your reading, group number 3. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Charms and letters are available on my Etsy store for purchase, as well as the face masks that I mentioned. Loads of other things are on there, so check out my Etsy store. Private paid reading information and free reading information is also on my in the description box below as well, so do check that out, and definitely do take care, everyone, as well. Bye!